Now we have been joined by Fahim Mashroor, the civil society activist of Dhaka. Thank you very much for your time with Pakistan TV. And as we hear of this verdict about Sheikh Hasina, that she has been given the life imprisonment sentence and the death sentence too. So what is the reaction from the Indians and how is it going to shape the political landscape of Bangladesh? Your take, please.
Thank you for inviting me in your program. Uh, I can say that our country is in jubilation mode today because this kind of verdict has been long waited for. We all know about the incidents that actually killed over 1,500 students and common people in 2024. It is after 15 years that the country actually, or the people uh, got almost kind of liberated from not only Hasina, as you have mentioned, it is also from the Indian hegemony. So last 15 years, we have seen how the Indian state, their intelligence have actually helped the Sheikh Hasina regime in kind of controlling all the institutions, including administration, judiciary, police, and everything. And we all know that without the support of the Indian state and kind of their intelligence, it would not have been possible for Sheikh Hasina to kind of hinge on to the power for such a long time, being so unpopular, huge level of corruption and gross violation of human rights and everything. So on your question about how what the Indian response has been so far, I don't think they have actually given any formal response. But the politically all the political parties and the government has actually kind of requested Indian government, which is actually hosting Sheikh Hasina in Delhi, to send her back now that she has the verdict has been announced. So this what we can say at this moment.
Right. So how are the global stakeholders and the human rights organizations, they are viewing this verdict about Sheikh Hasina? What is the reaction that we are witnessing from them?
Yes, it's too early actually. Like it is almost like only 4 or 5 hours the verdict has been announced. But we all know that the overall international community actually knew about this thing. Human right, like UN report on like UN Office on Human Rights have actually published a very detailed report early this year depicting the different kind of crimes against humanity, like these kind the atrocities that Sheikh Hasina has done, not only in kind of last year in the protest, but all like last 15 years. So I think for international community, this is a very known fact. Everyone probably was expecting this verdict to be kind of capital punishment, but of course there are issues about in Europe and other countries, also in our country about the death penalty being kind of the verdict. A lot of people on a principal ground they don't support a death penalty, but so far in Bangladesh the law uh, is that like the type of crime Sheikh Hasina has done, they have to be tried with the capital punishment. So that is something that probably some international community may actually raise some concern on the death penalty itself, but I don't think anyone would actually think that proper trial has not been made because all the documents are and the proofs are very compelling to try him this way, to try her
Right.
this way.
So as we know that Sheikh Hasina, she's still in India, and many of the observers describing this trial as the victor's justice. Also, if we talk about the prosecution, it presented the evidence of 1,000 deaths, which is definitely not a small number. So how
It's
strong
more than
is
that
this
actually.
case for?
It is more than that. Much more than 1,000.
Right. So how strong is this case for classifying these events as crimes against humanity?
Yeah, that is very much strong. Like even in today's verdict, the judge have actually categorically announced that this is a crime against humanity. And as I just told before, that even the UN Organization on Human Rights, in their report, they also kind of termed this kind of atrocity, the crime against humanity, because this is something which is unprecedented, state machineries being used against its own people. Helicopters were used to kind of shoot people, and there are kind of compelling evidence. There are phone call records where Sheikh Hasina was heard instructing the police and other kind of operative to kind of use lethal weapon to shoot people. So I think it is very evident that all the crimes that was kind of produced in the court are basically they fall under the crime against humanity. And there are a lot of other cases. Today is only one case. There are a lot of other cases where those are being in trial. So we also expect similar type of verdict in those cases as well.
Also, you see that critics argue that India provided intelligence and the logistical support to the Sheikh Hasina's government during the crackdown. So, when we talk about that, the evidence that is emerging, could this expose New Delhi's complicity claims or reparation demands and its complicity in the war crimes specifically?
Yes, because it is not only the last year's incidents where Indian intelligence were kind of giving support through different kind of intelligence, at the same time using of different kind of surveillance technology and all those things. Some of those were actually sourced from India, some from Israel, and all those things. So, but also kind of last 15 years everyone knew that India is actually giving a lot of its support in the intelligence space, and kind of the thing that I mentioned about the institution things. We didn't have any proper and fair election last 15 years, and it is widely believed, and there are ample evidence that Indian state machinery, including their foreign ministry, has actually played an important role in this kind of election manipulation.
Right. Also, Mr. Fahim, as we know that Sheikh Hasina, she's in India right now. So, what India is going to do at the moment? Is India going to return Sheikh Hasina back to Bangladesh or not? How do you see the future times to come?
I think no one in the country actually expects India to return her back anytime soon, because our kind of head of government, Dr. Yunus, have repeatedly he has actually requested Prime Minister Modi to send her. Indian Foreign Ministry has actually rejected every time. So we don't expect, because I we all know that India has actually supported Sheikh Hasina, mm, uh, because of its own interest, own business interest, and all security interest. So, Sheikh Hasina has actually served the Indian regime well. So now it is the turn of Indian state to kind of give her protection. But there is like huge level of discontent among Bangladeshi people, and we all think that unless India responds positively to our request of sending her back, we don't see the kind of diplomatic relation to come to a normal level anytime soon.
Right. So, what options a Bangladesh government under the Yunus-led interim government it has for the implementation of this verdict?
Yes, I think like government has to do its own kind of diplomatic pursuit in kind of trying all the channels. We have a extradition treaty with India, and even in the past, Bangladesh has returned some of the convicted kind of people who were convicted in Indian court. A lot of people know that there was Onup Chetia, who was handed over to India by Bangladesh government under the extradition treaty. So Bangladesh is actually asking India under the same treaty to send her back. And not only it is not only Sheikh Hasina. There are thousands of Awami League, the party activists who are actually hiding in different Indian cities, and also some ex police officers who were kind of involved in the kind of killing. So they are also there. So So far, India has not shown any kind of cooperation in this regard. We don't expect, but I think Bangladesh needs to kind of carry a lot of other kind of avenues, including raising this thing in global forums like UN and other human right international forums, so that there can be some kind of like diplomatic pressure on India to kind of support Bangladesh in bringing not only Sheikh Hasina but a lot of other convicted people who are hiding in India. Now, what is more important is that it is not that it is not that they are only hiding. What they are actually doing from Indian soil, a lot of kind of activities, incidents. Like we for last 1 or 2 weeks, we have seen a lot of like fire incidents, kind of these type of things are happening. Things are being destroyed. And those are kind of supported by or funded by people hiding in India. So it is getting a kind of domestic security issue also. So it is for our own interest that we need to kind of like put some diplomatic pressure to India so that these kind of criminals can be sent back.
Well, definitely India's nefarious designs, they stand exposed. And thank you so much for your time. Mr. Fahim Mashroor, civil society activist, Dhaka, was with us at Pakistan TV.